current politics in Malkajgiri, Hyderabad. The travel took various turns, such as winning World Bank India Development Award, an MBA from Chicago's Booth School of Business, building an overseas political organization, and introducing an innovative lighting solution in tribal areas. He has given talks about environment and sustainable development in international conferences and forums. Plus, he has written 2 poetry collections, Song of a Bard and Other Poems, and Wanderings with Poetry. To speak on serendipity leading to passion, please help me welcome Mr. Dilip Sankarreddy. Mr. Dilip Sankarreddy, please.
Hello, everyone. So, thanks for giving me this opportunity, and hope you are having a good time out here, because I think I'm the last speaker. Yeah. So, can start now? Okay, here we go. So, the theme of my talk is right now serendipity to passion. Like, if you are interested in something, just explore. The opportunities will definitely increase because of what you are doing. And once you keep on doing, you tend to get better at it, you tend to enjoy it. And then, you know what, you develop passion for it, or maybe passion is there with you like before itself. So, you know, that's how you go on enjoying life. So this is me, like in 2003, that's when I graduated. I did my Bachelor of Engineering in Computer Science. And, you know, just like most of you here, I was like working at the time in a technology company. So happy days. But right now, it's a little bit different. I have a list of things that I have done since then. And I don't want to really read about all those what I have mentioned in bullet points out there. Instead of that, I want to take you through a journey, a little bit journey of mine, so that you can get a better perspective in terms of what are my life experiences, and maybe you can relate to it. First, I would like to talk about my poetry. I never used to be very good in poetry, but I practiced. I really loved when people complimented what I write. Then over a period of time, I came up with my first book of poetry, Song of a Bard and Other Poems. And, I got this published 2 years after my graduation from engineering. And after my engineering also, I spent some time in a non-profit organization, Save Bombay Committee on Prakriti. This I was involved in even when I was working, and when I was in China once, I got an opportunity to talk about solid waste management in an international conference. So that's what I talk about serendipity. By the end of the conference, someone who was in the conference, they told that, hey, you know what, next week we have another conference that is hosted by United Nations. We want you to come and speak over there. So there it started. I went to Switzerland twice. I spoke at Warsaw School of Economics. I spoke at University of Sharjah, University of Hong Kong, few other places. And I spoke on sustainable development, urban planning, and solid waste management. So these are the things, you never plan these things. They just happen because you tend to enjoy what you do, and over a period of time, things just happen. So yeah, and in addition to that, when I was doing all this, I came across a problem. The people in rural India, the tribals and the nomadic people, they don't enjoy the fruits of electricity actually. Even if the places are electrified, the amount of power shutdown is so much that there's a lighting shortage at their homes. Children can't even study in the nights. So I came up with this innovative lighting solution, and this was tested at IIT Bombay, and then later on it was implemented in 120 rural locations in India, and it got awarded the World Bank India Development Marketplace Award in 2007. It was one of the 20 projects that got awarded. There were more than 2,000 applications. It's an international level award, and this was on the night when we actually won the award. So yeah, this was also not planned. It just happened. When I was giving all those conferences, when I was involved in my non-profit, I came across this opportunity also, and I felt like spending some of my time on this, and I just did this. So that's what I mentioned. You just be involved in what you do. And yeah, around this time, I kept getting better in my poetry, so I came up with my second book of poetry, and I still write a bit. But then this I consider, something very close to me, because I can relate to a lot of things that I have written at that time. And you might be wondering what I have been doing all this while when I was doing all these things I have been talking about. Well, I work. So I used to work rather. So I worked in telecommunication industry in global sales and marketing. I introduced a couple of mobile phones in India. Then I worked in global strategy and corporate finance. But when I was traveling all over since 2005, at some point of time I felt, no, it's not good. By the way, it's not me. So, so I was always thinking, let me come back to India and do something, more meaningful. That's what I was having it within me all the time. But sometime at that time, I also attended University of Chicago Booth School of Business, I think one of the top 3 business schools in the world. There, I got an opportunity to really be with the people who are extremely talented and motivated. So I learned a lot from them, classmates, faculty, alumni. And something interesting actually happened when I was in US. There was this organization called People for Lok Satta, which I was one of the founding people. And it was very small in 2009. It started in 2009. I was in the executive board handling finances. It just grew rapidly in US and also outside US in different countries. And that was the opportunity. That was the time when I actually came in touch with the political scenario in reality here in India. I had multiple discussions with JP and few other people. Then I realized that maybe it's time to come back to India and actually start working on the ground. So I quit my job over there in 2012 and came back. I am working right now in Malkajgiri Assembly Constituency in Hyderabad city, full-time on the ground, and I'll be running for 2014 assembly elections from Malkajgiri constituency. It's a tough time out there because you know what, the reality. But then it's one of the strongest constituencies for the party that I represent. We got 20,000 votes last election, and in order to win, we need about 55,000 votes. It can be done. Well, every day is different. You are right out there meeting with people, solving problems, hearing from people, learning from people. I am involved currently in two major activities. One is encouraging people to enroll because people don't even bother to enroll as voters. So then they just crib about our democracy. So I ask people to enroll as voters. That's what I'm involved in. The second one is there are some lakes which are encroached upon, and I'm trying to sort them out, clean them up. There are some lake protection committees that I'm trying to set up. So yeah, in gist, serendipity, if you embrace it, then it increases your circle of opportunities. Some of them might be successes. You take some risks, then your life will be more meaningful, and over a period of time, you enjoy the passion that you'll be having for all the things that you'll be doing. So this is what I wanted to talk about. All of you have your own story. Just enjoy life. Thank you.
Over there. Okay. Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. So, even if I don't win, that's a good point. That's actually a very good point. So, first, let me answer that, and I'll come back to you. So, if I win, well, even if I don't win, right now, from now onwards, now itself, the major issue out there is the water problem. So, some of the things that can be done which is in our hands is rainwater harvesting, stuff like that. So I want to work on that because there are a lot of resident welfare associations that is nothing but colony associations. With them you can really work with. So these are some of the most tangible thing that I can work if I win. And I think that will give a lot of benefit to people living in that area. There are laundry list of things, but that's the major issue, the water problem. Coming back to your question in terms of what if I don't win, it's fine if I don't win. I'm not here okay, only if I win, I'm the king, otherwise, I'm a zero. No, nothing like that. First thing, I want to make it very expensive for the other political parties to compete. They are right now eating a lot of money and also splurging a lot of money in campaigning. I want to make them splurge a lot more than what they're splurging. I want to feel the pinch. Even if I don't win, I want them to feel the pinch. And even if I don't win, if they win, I will make it very hard for them to make money. So they will be splurging a lot more than what they are doing right now. And in addition to that, they will not be able to make more money than what they are doing right now. That means the business of politics will not be so opportunistic anymore. So they'll have to find out something else to really become rich quickly. Yeah?
So, congratulations on the presentation, really inspiring.
Thank you.
As far as Malkajgiri is concerned, now that you're going to be, or rather, a representative aspirant, Can you state 3 major problems with Malkajgiri is facing right now, sir?
Sure. One thing is, first thing I just answered that, that was the water problem. The second thing is the infrastructure. When I say infrastructure, there are like a lot of railway crossings, but they are not like underpasses or the over bridges. Like people, imagine like people living in Hyderabad waiting for like 10-15 minutes, waiting for a local train to pass by. And that happens way too frequently, even during peak hours every single day. So that's the second point that I want to solve. That is the infrastructure problem. Once you solve that, the local businesses can really perk up. That will increase the employment opportunities. That will increase the tax collection at the local area. That will again translate into more money that can be spent in solving local problems. So that's the second issue, infrastructure. The third issue is Malkajgiri has a lot of retired people, people who used to work in railways, in defense sector and all that. So they don't have like public spaces. The public places they have, like, it's substandard. So I would like to focus on that too, because there are some amount of like, free spaces which are owned by the government, but they are not really developed. So I really want to develop skill development centers for the retired people, and also public spaces where the family-oriented people and retired people can really go and have a nice time. Yeah.
Firstly, very commendable that you did your homework and you have answers for everything. We really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Secondly, our society is a highly opinionated society and also a mixed culture, right? And at the end of the day, the buck stops with a politician, right? And we are ranting about it on Twitter, Facebook, and everywhere else, right? So as a representative of Lok Satta, can you tell us, or can you just educate us of what your action plan is to battle the situation?
Okay, so I think you must have like heard of the book Argumentative Indian. That's in our genes, right? So, we are what we are. We like always tend to talk about things, but never try to do things by ourselves. So that's fine, that's what we are. We should get comfortable with that first. So, well, that said, the action plan, it's as simple as that. Like, involve as many people as possible in the political process. The first step to do this is like encourage people to be included in the voter list. The second step is spend 1 hour every week. 1 hour every week. Just like something like this you're doing here. You're all great people. Like, you're spending at least more than 1 hour every week, like at least like now, sitting here. 1 hour every week, like in community spaces. Maybe here, maybe near your homes, that will solve a lot of issues. Because when you actually spend 1 hour outside your home, in your neighborhood, you'll tend to realize the problems that the local area is facing. Then automatically, some of you will group together. You'll tend to ask the local cooperator what's happening. Stuff like that, it builds up from that. So that's what I would say, like, then later on, at the time of election, do vote for the right candidate. Forget about the party. Vote for the right candidate. Let every party feel the right candidate. Let all good people contest. Forget about the party, let's think about parties and their manifestos at a later point of time. This is not the time. Focus on the candidates. Get all the good people into all the parties. That's how I would say.